welcome back to Mud and Mend. Today I'm doing the track rods on the Freelander 2. So I've got the jack on the jacking point just under here on the sill. That jacking point is the one for the jack in the boot. You do have another jacking point further under. I've got an axle stand a bit further back on the sill as well. I wouldn't normally record this part, but it's just in case anyone has issues with this part. I suppose it's a tutorial video, so showing you all the steps. And I've also got the swollen lug nuts, which is a common Land Rover issue. So I'm going to buy some more new ones. This one's the worst one. It's proper swollen. So yeah, it's meant to be 21mm to get the wheel nuts off. But yeah, them swollen. So that's the wheel off. Get this out the way. I'll slide it under the car and then we can get on. We're doing the track rod. So now we've got access to the track rod. This is the track rod end, this part into here. I've done the other side, I've done the near side. This is the driver's side. This nut was absolutely wrecked on the other side, but it looks like this one's in good condition. So when it's in good condition, it's 21mm this is. What I'm going to do with this is put the breaker bar on it. The breaker bar is one of those. My advice would be give them a good spray with something like WD-40, anything like that. I don't have any, I've run out. So breaker bar on, and that's it. Look, it's cracked loose. As you can see, that's loose. My advice is give it a wiggle back and forth. I'm cheating because I got one of these. This will rip this nut straight out, no problem. You can also get a wire brush and run it around the threads just to clean them up a little bit, and that nut will come off a lot easier. And obviously WD-40 too. So that nut's off. What I want to do is have it back on just a little bit so it's flat with the thread, like that. Maybe a touch more. That's perfect right there. A lot of people say you need a ball joint splitter to get these out. People also say if you hit this, you'll crack this and you'll damage it. My personal way of doing it, I hit that, but I leave the nut level with the thread at the top. So if it does start to mushroom, you're not getting the nut stuck on there. Even if you did get the nut stuck on there at this stage, you can get a grinder in there and cut it off. Good, trusty lump hammer. And that's it. It's done. That's how easy it is. Just don't watch you don't hit the inner wing when you're doing it. I know you can't see me, but this job's not about me. It's about getting this done. So that nut will zip out now, and that's ready to come off. What we need to do now is tackle the back nut here. This one is a lot more fiddly. If you know about the oil filter, this is the special tool that you technically buy for the oil filter on a Land Rover. 27mm spanner. 27mm spanner fits that nicely. Right there. As you can see. And then we've got the inner part, which is here. This is 17mm. So what you want to do is hold this tie rod. That there is the tie rod. Hold the tie rod, which is attached to your steering rack. You don't want to be loosening this nut and putting all the force through the steering rack. What I'm going to do is get myself in a position there where I can pull on it, because we need to pull to loosen this. But I'm going to try and put this spanner in a position where it will lock against the car pretty quickly. So there, look, it's going to go against the drive shaft. So I don't have to hold that spanner. It should be fine. And it's spinning, which can happen. So this side is probably going to be a nightmare. I've just got it, I think. They can be super tight, but as you can see, this is still sat in a straight line, because if you force it, look, you can twist this back and forth, as you can see. See the movement? You can see the movement there. So you want to keep it straight as possible when you undo it. What I will do now, I'm going to loosen this nut all the way back to clear the threads. just so when we take it to the garage for tracking, which you have to, it's easier for them. So give the threads a really good clean, and we're going to back that nut right off before we remove the track rod. It is an extra step in the job, because technically I can fit the new track rod now, put it all back on in the next 3-4 minutes, job's finished. But this is an extra step just to get the threads nice and clean. I managed to find a tiny bit of WD-40, so I've given this a little spray just to dribble out of the can. I've taken that nut as far as I dare. It's starting to feel insanely tight, and I don't want to damage this tie rod. One other thing that I should have mentioned, I've drawn a black mark on here, which is meant to be top center, just so I don't lose the position of the tie rod, because as you can see, that moves very freely now. So you need to make sure you got the position of that. It's off a little bit at the moment, but I know where it's meant to be. So what I'm going to do is take this track rod off. So the position of the track rod is there, because it's in with that line, roughly. So we're going to count the turns coming off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2. So we've got to 25, and I can start feeling playing this, so I know it's close. So that's going to be 26, 27, 28, and it's about to come off. So that's 28, 28 turns. So when I put the new one back on there, I want to go back on 28 turns. So what I'm going to do before refitting, bit of copper grease on these threads. One other thing that I suggest, you make sure they look the same. One issue I got these as cheap as I physically could, and they're a different length. I've got a feeling the thread's going to bottom out. So if you look there, it's only a little bit of a difference, but it's a fraction, a couple of mil maybe. So it may cause me an issue when I come to get it tracked. If it does, I'll have to buy better quality ones. These was as cheap as I could find off eBay. So I'm going to put it there. So that's 1. What we need now is 28 turns. So that's 28 turns right there. What I'm going to do, bit of copper grease on the thread of the track rod, and the shiny part there sits inside here. So a bit of copper grease around there. I'm going to own this car for quite a while, and I want to make sure when I've got to change these again, I can get them out. Next bit of advice, wire brush, and just give it a quick clean up top and bottom for any loose crap. And obviously, you don't really want to be greasing that up, putting it below and then doing what I just did. So this turns a little bit, so you may have to turn it a touch just to get the track rod in. If the track rod's really tight, which it should be, I suppose, you can put a spanner on it carefully and just bend it in like that, make your life easier to locate it. Get the nut back on. You don't need to force it up, the nut will pull it tight. This nut is 19mm going back on. So we've got a 19mm socket. So I'm going to use the impact gun, but I'm not going to rip it up because we'll be torquing it. So that's where it's hitting there. So I'll back it off just a touch. I did a quick Google search. Google search says you want 70 Newton meters. So that is what we'll aim for. So just steady pressure. That's 70 there. It's not very tight. So that's 70 Newton meters. What you need to do now is bring this nut back down to the track rod, which is going to be pretty tough because it's rusty and stiff. But you can see the track rod line there, look. What we need to do is make sure once it's nipped up, that the track rod is back into that position there. Once this nut moves back onto the clean threads, it shouldn't be too bad to turn. But it's going to be tight at the start. But as long as we finish with that line in the right position, we'll be fine. It has got to be retracked anyway, but we want to get it as close as we can. As you can see, this nut will turn pretty easy now. The other side, I've had it so I can move it by hand. This side, I've not got so lucky. So we need to keep that black line where it was, because this is ready now. It's tighten up. And that's it. That is how you change a track rod. That job is done. That's torqued up, that's tightened up, but the garage will be loosening that so they can move the tie rod to adjust the tracking. And that's the job complete. Now we're going to refit the wheel, torque the wheel nuts back up to 133 Newton meters, go down to the garage and ask them to do my tracking, which will probably cost anywhere between probably 30 and 50 pound around where I live. I think I should be able to get it done for around 30, we'll see. Anyway, I hope you found that video useful. If you did, please give the video a like, please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.
Old walls that I built for you just to dig me out with silver spoons. No, I didn't see it coming.